Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks! What are you?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote. This is the weekly show where we introduce you to creators from all over the world, and we find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote channel, and our guest on this episode is someone who may have even invented this word, or he just happens to know a lot about it concerning gratitude. Please welcome indie author, life coach, and a man with one of the most electrifying voices in all of podcasting and entertainment, all the way from Jamaica, man. Norman Gordon is finally here. He is gracing us with his presence. Norman Gordon, it's good to see you, kind sir. How are you this morning?
Greetings, you, Ryan, viewers and listeners. It's wonderful being here. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing quite well, good sir. It's so good to have you here, Norman. Now, if you have any questions for Norman as we go throughout the course of this episode of And I Quote, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. We're going to be keeping an eye on that as we go throughout the course of this very program that you may be watching or listening to at this particular moment. And if you're joining us live or on a replay, thank you so much for doing so. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. The more we share this with out to the world, the better it is for everybody. I'm just throwing that out there. So without any further ado, Norman, just out of curiosity, what would you say were some of your favorite books or writers growing up?
I thank you so much for answering that question. I am a John Grisham kind of person. So I remember, the John Grisham books, with Sand, among others. Also, when I was in the second grade, I was gifted a book called Acronym. Then I was exposed to another book called The Death of Joel Gillen. So those are some of the books.
Okay, good stuff there. Good stuff. Nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned thriller by John Grisham. There's no question about that. That's fantastic stuff. What would you say are some of your favorite movies?
Well, movies. I am a Rambo kind of person. So I'm coming from Cobra, Rambo First Blood. Then the Steven Seagal era. You had Arnold Schwarzenegger, Commando, among others. Those were some of my Chuck Norris as well. His movies. And these movie stars, they have a lot of movies out there. So I was in tune to almost everything they had out there.
No, okay. All right. I like it. Good old-fashioned 80s, kicking tail and taking names kind of characters / actors, I would venture to say. What were some of your favorite TV series?
TV series, the Bill Cosby era. Yes, and then later to that we have Different Strokes. It's a Different World. Family Matters. It came later, but that was okay. Right. And the ones Henry Winkler was in as well. So those were some of my favorite series.
Oh, okay. All right. Good stuff. Good list there. Really good eclectic list of movie and TV series there. There's no doubt about it. What made you decide to become a writer?
Ryan, that's a big question. I can remember when I was about 10 years old. But even though prior to this, I was writing, my life-changing experience came at that time. I was a child who almost committed suicide. But when I was stopped from doing that act, I found time for myself where I started to write, look at nature more, draw more, and indeed look deeply into myself. My source of comfort at the time was writing. About 4 years ago, I was employed at a particular place. Based on what was going on, I was somewhat uncomfortable, wasn't happy there. So I made a decision to do something different. I'm this kind of person, I love to write quotes. Look at what you have there, and I quote. Now, I found out that I started getting better at quotes because I use words to make me comfortable. I find comfort in words. Now, Ryan, tell you what, I found out that the quotes were getting more and more. So I said to myself, you know what? It makes sense to put a book together. From there, my first book, Island Thought, Volume 1, was born. After that, history.
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, that is just spectacular, and I'm glad that due to the unfortunate, the challenges, some of the things you may have faced, you are here with us today to tell your story. What some of the things you've been putting together, whether it's the books or some of the other things you got going on. So sorry to hear about the challenges, but you're here. You're the man. You're still standing. You got the championship belt in a figurative sense. And speaking of which, just out of curiosity, if someone is aspiring to be a writer out there themselves, what are 3 pieces of advice you personally would give to aspiring writers out there?
Be in it for the love of it. Get to know yourself more. Be consistent.
There you go.
3.
Good pieces of advice, and straight into the point, I might add.
Indeed.
Thank you so much for doing so. I would like to share with you, and for those of you who are watching or listening to this, I'm going to share with you some examples of Norman's work, some of the things he has out. So let's start with this one. Morning Gratitude. Can you believe it? How did this come about? And what exactly is this a book? Is it some kind of journal? How would you, if you were in an elevator and had to give an elevator pitch for this, what would you say to that person?
Thankfulness gives wealth. Aren't you thankful for life? It's good to be. Life is amazing. This book, Morning Gratitude, with Norman and Abby. It's a very powerful book. Look at the acronym gratitude. Gracious reverence and tenacious intentions towards understanding deliverance experienced. In essence, what that book is bringing across is the importance of giving thanks, the importance of extending thank you, also the importance of listening, because this book was born out of Morning Gratitude with Norman and Abby on Clubhouse.
Fabulous stuff. Fabulous stuff. Great cover here, by the way. I think it's well put together, well designed. And I also want to share with you, for those of you who are watching or listening to us, you are allowed to ask us questions, chime in the chat. Jamie Black says that beautiful surrender after the dark night of the soul. She is commenting, giving you praise there, giving you a heart emoji there, Norman. And then Jamie goes on to say, the beautiful wise words of wisdom that come from the surrender.
Thanks for that, Jamie.
Yes.
From the surrender.
Yes, that's very good stuff. And thank you for chiming in, Jamie. For those of you who are watching or listening to us right now on And I Quote, with the guest of honor, the world champ, Norman Gordon, here. Do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're joining us live on the replay, thank you for doing so. Another example I'd like to share with you, for those of you who are watching this or listening from the comfort of your own home. This one right here, Morning Gratitude Continues On, and this is another really nice, beautiful, nature-like, green-looking cover. How did this come about? And if someone's in the elevator, you got to give the elevator pitch. What would you say to that person standing next to you about this one?
This is the extended version of a life-changing gratitude journal. It's a must-have. It's a gift. It's a ministry. It is one of those tools that is conducive to the growth and development of those persons who are giving thanks and who believe in thankfulness. Thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome, man. Quite welcome. Yeah, these are two wonderful covers, and they are available on Amazon.com right now. You can find them there. Links to where you can follow us, as well as check out copies of these wonderful, wonderful gratitude journals, are located in the description down below. So make sure you check out those links there when you have an opportunity to do so. With all that being said, what would you say for you, Norman, out of curiosity, are some of the best rewards about being a writer?
Ryan, being a writer, it brings out a level of confidence that have you craving the art even more. It allows me to have that intimate connection with people. When someone reads a quote in that book and they express how life-changing it is, it gives me more strength. And not just only that, but when someone makes a decision to gift someone with that book, it does amazing things. And then there's a level of uniqueness when it comes on to my writing, right? Okay, let me tell you, this is one of the early books. And the thing about the early book is this, it's a book of inspirational quotes. This is Island Thoughts Volume 2. Now, what I did, even though it's a self-help book, I did not just put portraits. I also had images. And added images, gave it that intimate touch. So while you are going through these quotes, it's like you're walking through nature. Nature walk and words coming together. It gives you something that connects you more with life. And that's what these books do to me. And I want to say, the great connection made is so overwhelming.
Ooh.
And indeed, from readers, you get that feedback. And I want to say to you, my readers inspire me so much. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that with us. Jamie goes on to say, walking with gratitude is the way it is bliss. In a way, it is bliss. So walking with gratitude is the way to bliss. There you go. That's what Jamie just said here in the chat for us. So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, valid points.
And Ryan, as Jamie mentioned, that walking with gratitude, because look at a child. When you, as a parent, or even an uncle or aunt, gives a child something, now what you do is you're exposing them to a world of thankfulness. While you are indeed expressing to them that giving is good, you're also telling them that returning thank you is equal good.
There you go.
So thank you so much for that, David.
Yeah.
So we walk with gratitude every day of our lives. We walk with gratitude.
Very true. Very, very true.
Indeed.
Yeah. On a different side of the fence, though, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges about being a writer?
All right. Choosing the time to create that which you want on paper. Sometimes what happened to me is this. Well, I'm an early morning person, but sometimes the words are there, but the sleep is there as well. Now I am in the position to choose which to do, which to prioritize. Also, I want to hear, sometimes I have the materials together, but then how to really structure it, it comes in sometimes, because sometimes, I write so much that structuring is a challenge, but I eventually get it done, right? And also, sometimes as we need to target audience, I'm saying, who should I target this time? Who is this for? Things like that. Right. So there are always challenges, but then the love of the art have me just overcome those seeming objects. Thank you so
Ah.
much.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You're quite welcome. I feel like every time he answers a question, he has to drop the magic words. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next question. Great, fantastic. I feel like I'm on Clubhouse all over again. Which, by the way, you can find out more about that in the link in the links in the description below. But I'm just throwing that out there. Hey, we have the Normanism storming in here. It's fine. It happens to us all the time. What has been the response to some of the books you have published or some of the gratitude journals you have published? And have there been any special memories, whether you've met some of your readers or maybe just some of the reviews / responses that you've gotten from your books over the years that you can share with us?
All right. Now, Abby and I were in the gratitude room once, and there's this person who purchased a copy. When she came in, she said, Norman and Abby, you don't know what you want here. This is a ministry to itself. And she poured deep into that book. And that was like 5 months ago. About 3 days ago, she came back into morning gratitude with Norman and Abby. And she said she's going to use the book as a presentation tool to females that were housed in an additional home. Also, there's this actor, his name is Jeffrey Anderson Gunter. Now, he teaches, he lives somewhere in Hollywood. And he said, and this I'm telling you, it is on Amazon as a review. He said in the 1980s, his mother and himself used to subscribe to a book called The Daily Word. And what he's seeing now is this book, and this is the one he made a review on, is a modern day Daily Word, to show you how much he was so tuned into that book. And then also, it's not just a gratitude journal where you just write things in. You have prompts or quotes on top of each page. There was another person who came in and said she was a poet in school. And after about 30 years, this gratitude journal has put her back in the position to reconnect with the poetry aspect of her. And she uses it so well. There was another person, he came in and he said, this book has changed his life. Immediately after the first one was finished, he purchased the second one because of the life-changing experience. So those are some of the facts.
Wow, that is truly amazing, and thank you so much for sharing that with us. By the way, Amber is here with us in the chat, and she goes on to say, being a mother, you most for sure learn about giving as well as gratitude. So there you go. Thank you very much, Amber, for your thoughts and your feelings and your comments. And once again, this is the incredible episode of And I Quote with the guest of honor and the world champ of gratitude, the man who invented this word so long ago, even though he only looks 25 years old, sitting on that throne of his. Norman, I'm just kidding. It's a chair. It's a regular chair. It looks like anything else. Norman Gordon is here. Do not forget to like and share this with every single person that you could possibly know. And if you're joining us live or on a replay, we thank you so much, so much. for being with us. And if you have any questions for Norman or statements you'd like to make about some of the wonderful things he's doing within his life and his career, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. We're more than happy to take those questions as they come in. Outside of putting together these gratitude journals and the island thoughts and these feelings about poetry and writings and stories and all that other stuff, what are some of the other projects or things that you are doing outside of your writing that you're really passionate about that you would like someone to hear right now?
I do poetry as well. I have a Facebook page, a business page. It is called The Poetry Man. And on that page, you have inspirational videos, inspirational quotes on lovely backgrounds. Also, at the end of the day, we have other rooms on Clubhouse. Other than Morning Gratitude with Norman and Abby, that comes on 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time weekdays. We have a prayer room on Clubhouse that comes on 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is called Prayer Planting Power Hour with N and A, and that is for Norman and Abby. Also on Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Life After Emotional and Physical Abuse. Let's talk about it. For those persons who have been through traumatic experiences, who are still going through traumatic experiences, and they just want someone to listen to them, a place to just release. Also on Sundays, on Clubhouse, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Within the Words with Norman and Abby. Feed your word with soul. We also have a health and nutrition feature closer to the end of that program. Yes, we also do mental coaching. Yes, we coach you on confidence building, relationship development, gratitude practice, and spiritual connection. Also, I'm a public speaker. Feel free to call me to speak at the events. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I think that's about it.
Boy, that's about a 6 mile long resume for anyone to take a
Yes,
gander at.
indeed.
Yeah, it's a 6 mile long resume. We could put that in context. But anyway, Jamie is here. She says, gratitude was the magic ingredient for raising my children properly, breaking the cycles. On my children's wall is one framed quote that says, begin each day with a grateful heart. Wow. Strong statement, strong stuff there, Jamie. And she goes on to say, it's a constant practice, she says.
Indeed. Gratitude never ends, Ryan. And that's why there's an extended version to the gratitude journal. Gratitude is never done.
No, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's absolutely never done. Absolutely not. I mean, for instance, we could say here on this show, because we've mentioned the word thankful and, hey, we want to thank everybody for being here and tuning in and all this other jazz, right, Norman? But in another way of stating that is, we're grateful that the person who's watching or listening to this right now is hopefully enjoying this program. We're grateful that they are here in the chat, or if they're watching this live or on a replay, or maybe we're also grateful that they may be sharing it out with their closest friends and family members, or even coworkers for that matter. So there you go. It's kind of like the song, and we're going to be featuring. I'm not featuring the song, but we remember the song we grew up with a little indie film called The Muppet Christmas Carol. Start here with a grateful heart. Sorry, that's Michael Kine. That's Michael Kine singing that one. Which, by the way, I have not watched it yet during the holiday season, but it is going to happen because it is a tradition in my neck of the woods. And The Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite holiday movie of all time. So there's that. Just throwing that out there. There's another example for you. This other round of questions comes to us from our good friends over here at poddex.com. Poddex wants to know something, Norman. What antiquated invention, if any, do you still use to this day?
Sorry, go on, please. Go on, Ryan, please. If you could just project about what's a little.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. So the question is from Poddex. They want to know, what antiquated invention do you still use?
What
what antiquated invention do you still use? Something that's been around for a long, long time, but yet you still use it, even though there are other.
I heard it. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I still use my hand to write.
Okay.
Yes, I still use my writing pad and my pen.
There you go.
I've never graduated from that.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Never leave home without a pen
Also,
and of
also
course
I
your
have
pen.
I have an Android phone.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. Well, most people have access to phones these days. If not, they definitely should. Phones are very important for communicating with friends, family, coworkers, and loved ones.
Right.
Fantastic. So if you feel like writing on the hand and keeping it old school, folks, like we did when we were in school, we had a crush on that one girl. The girl had a crush on that one guy. She would write her phone number on the guy's hand. Yeah. Anybody remember those from back in the
Right.
day?
Yes, so I still do that thing. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've
And I
seen
want to say to you, that's how I do all of my entries. As it relates to writing, that's how I do all of my entries until it's time to do uploads. So thank you for that question.
no
Because it
problem.
doesn't matter what, there are things I revisit in order to keep up with history.
That's
Right.
very true. That's very true. Jamie goes on to say, scribbling down notes is powerful, Norman. So she doesn't mind scribbling on your hand there.
Yeah.
Gee whiz, man. So many movies I could have described that. But anyway, our next question, once again, brought to you by our good friends at Poddex. If you were going on a road trip, Norman, you're going on a road trip, what are the 3 must-have items that you cannot leave the house without?
One, my pen. One, so that's it. Number 2, my writing pad. 3, my published books.
There you go. There you go. Makes perfect sense.
Yes, and why when it comes on to my published books,
Yeah.
I believe in having my materials with me. Because when I go out with my materials, this is how I advertise my materials. I go out wherever I am, I open a book. There will always be someone to say, what book is that? Who is the author? Yes, let me have a look at it. That's one of my books, and it works. So thank you for that question. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Next one
And
is
also,
yeah, go ahead.
and also, as it relates to my writing apparatus, that's how I keep in touch with my art. As a writer, there's always something to write about. There's always content out there. So because of that, I keep myself equipped. This is my life, and I have to equip myself wherever I go. Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Angela is here. Angela, with a last name begins with the letter C. She says, "Hey, everyone, how you doing?" Well, we're doing quite well, Angela. Thank you for chiming in and being here with us on this episode of And I Quote with the guest of honor, Norman Gordon. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. With that being said, next question is, what would you do with an extra hour in the day, Norman?
I am a nature kind of person. Nature inspires me. I love natural herbs. So I have time when I am away from writing, when I just explore nature to see new herbs and spices, to observe the creatures out there, to gain inspiration. And I use it as a way to reset, because reset is necessary. Moments away from what you love most is important. Those moments are important. So I just go away in nature and enjoy all there is to be enjoyed. There's always something on it. And I also read my own materials. I do reading and stuff like that. That was a great question.
Well, we spare no expense here in the studio here, Norman. By the way, Angela confirms it's Angie Zen. You remember Angie, don't you, Norman? She says, Angie is in the building. Greetings, Norman and Ryan. Oh my gosh. It's Angie, Norman. She's here. She's actually in the chat.
And I want to say, I know my Abby's are now, so I want to say welcome to my beautiful Abby. Indeed.
There you go. Things are getting better and better. Jamie goes on to say, gratitude within the present moment is trusting the process. Gratitude removes negative judgment.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Another fair statement from you, Jamie. You're on a roll today, Jamie.
I concur.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Norman. What were you going to say about Jamie? Go ahead.
I said I concur. Well, let me say welcome, welcome, Jamie. Because Ryan, let me say to you, when you observe the present moment, well, for myself, I see so many things. It's like going before the mirror and observing who I am. I am more than I am physically. So there are so many things to be thankful for. Go before the mirror and look at now what's happening now. What's happening now? I am happening now. My inner child is happening now. What's within me is happening now. The things I can do, those things are happening now. Those things keep me happy. Those remind me of how much of a creative I am. So I'm glad for the now moment. And yes, indeed, I always find things to be thankful for, even now. Those things keep me motivated. Those things keep me doing more. Those things keep me loving life even more than now. Sometimes I go and cook a meal. It makes me feel good to know that I can produce something now. So that was a good one. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
Fantastic. What is something that you love that is considered to be vintage, old school? But what is something you love that is vintage, Norman?
Oh, let me say now. Real values and attitude program. That era when full manners was in place. Yes, the core values and attitudes. Being there more for our elderly children. Loving to the core. Yes, because these days, those things are hardly being expressed. They are expressed, but they are not as widespread as they used to be. People say, oh, that was good life. So yes, I embrace that aspect of life.
Fantastic, fantastic. Which actor would you want to play you in a movie of your life, Norman? So you're the casting agent in Hollywood. You got to cast someone to play you in a movie about your life, a biopic about Storm and Norman Gordon from the great place known as Jamaica. Who is going to play you in that movie, Norman? Who are you going to cast?
Sylvester Stallone is one. Also, I want to say Denzel Washington. Absolutely amazing. So it's difficult for me to choose one. So I have three right. I would say Chris Rock, Denzel, Sylvester Stallone.
Wow. Okay, that is all right. That's a heck of a casting list. There's no
Mm-hmm.
no doubt about. We spoke about this earlier, and I feel it's somewhat relevant. I'll bring this up now to share with you for those of you who are joining us now or from earlier on in this program. If you go to a website, and we can always link this in the comments, or you can look it up on Google machines. It's not that hard. It's called tpublic.com. They have T-shirts featuring your favorite characters of different fandoms and different movies or TV series from all around pop culture history. And one of them I just received here recently, there's a lot of words that seem to rhyme these days, is a Rambo shirt that says John Rambo. Then it has Rambo in his green jacket where he's walking along the roadway in the first movie, also known as First Blood, for those of you keeping track of the movies at home. And it says on the bottom of the shirt, Norman, the hardest walk is walking alone. John Rambo. So there you go.
It's Ryan, I want to say to you.
Oh, yeah.
And he's one of my early stars. Now, Rambo movies, they have taught me a lot. They taught me mental strength. And as you spoke about walking alone just now, I can remember Rambo Part 1. He was walking by himself, even when he broke out of, let me say, custody. He was in the bushes by himself, doing things. I want to say to you, Ryan, that's my life. And that's how my mental toughness helps me to go along. As it relates to even physical strength, I go back to some of the Rambo movies to develop that which I need to develop. I remember Part 2, Rambo, Part 3. Those definitely prepared me for my toughest aspects of life.
My goodness gracious.
Yes,
They
developed my emotional intelligence.
I've known, I mean, just to give everyone a little behind the scenes here, Norman and I have known each other for a while now, but one of the things I did not know about him that I'm learning today on this very program that you're watching or listening to is how much of a massive Rambo fan that he is, because I did not see that one. You didn't see that coming? No, I didn't. But hey, it's all well and good, man. I just finished rewatching First Blood and Rambo First Blood Part 2. Now I got to sit down and watch Rambo 3. Not the biggest fan of Rambo 4, but I did like Rambo 5. I know there's too many to count. But by the way, there's a very old saying, Norman. There's a saying that we've known about for many, many years now, and it says, behind every great man is a great woman. Well, guess what? This just into our newsroom. Abby is in the building. She says, greetings, everyone. It's awesome to see you all and be here. That is Abby, a.k.a. Magnificent Abby, or as Norman likes to call her, the word that starts with the letter B, known as beautiful. See, I know he copyrighted it, but I'm going to say it because that's what the B word is when he's describing the love of his life. My beautiful Abby and I. So there you go. She's here, Norman. She's right here.
Let me say, I could introduce her in the morning gratitude with Norman and Abby format. Well, let me just say to my beautiful Abby, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Christmas edition of And I Quote. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And I quote star. That's it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Give this man a Grammy for Pete's sake. Jamie says it's so good to see you, Abby, here in the chat room. And then Angie says, I'm looking for Abby, looking fabulous, Abby. There you go. Everyone's saying hi to each other within the chat rooms here on this program. Goodness gracious, what a way to what a way to continue on with our celebration of what is known as the holiday season for those of you who do celebrate it, whether it's in the United States where I am or in other countries around the world. We respect all feelings and holiday traditions around the world. So with that being said, just out of curiosity, I mean, for argument's sake, since we're talking about it, and Norman just serenaded us with with a beautiful holiday song. Norman, what is your favorite holiday movie?
Home Alone.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
OG right
Lost
there.
in New York.
Oh, okay. And Lost in New York.
Another one. Too. Yes, indeed.
I'm actually in the process of rewatching that right now. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which I know Abby told me though to go on Netflix to see a wide variety of Christmas movies. So I'll be exploring that in a few days' time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, here it comes, folks. Netflix and chill. Watch holiday movies with your loved ones. It's coming. If it hasn't happened already, hey, have fun. I've heard there's a lot of some good ones on Netflix, but then again, I've heard there's a lot of cheesy ones that I'm not going to say. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But you already know what my favorite one is, Norman. It's The Muppet Christmas Carol. That's my favorite holiday movie right there. I love that movie. I'm always going to love that movie. Michael Caine, The Muppets. Jim Henson passed away before the movie got made, but his son Brian directed the film, and he did a fantastic job. So my hats off to everyone involved in the making of that movie, the Muppet Christmas Carol. If you haven't seen it already, please feel free to stream it. It's available on streaming services all over the world, or you can find it on physical media, whether it's on DVD or Blu-ray. So I'll leave that. I'll leave that one there. Yeah, it's the holiday season. Get festive with it, folks. With that being said, I want to take this opportunity right here, right now, in this very moment. Live in the moment. As one might say, I'm looking at the guy who invented these words, G. Willikers. But Norman Gordon, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm grateful that you had the chance to grace us with your presence. Be on this episode of Anti-Quote. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, some of the great things you've done, some of the things you may be in the process of planning for the new year of 2025 between yourself and your beautiful Abby. I'm sorry. Once again, I know it's copyrighted, but I'm going to say it anyway. And all that jazz. So, Norman, thank you for being here. Now, if someone wants to know more about you and purchase copies of your books, where can they follow you, Norman Gordon, on social media?
All right, thank you so much for that. I am on Instagram. You can search for Norman Gordon, or you can search for The Poetry Man. Now, The Poetry Man has a unique spelling. It's THE space hyphen space man. That's for Instagram. Also, on Facebook, there's a business page. It's called The Poetry Man. Same spelling as Instagram spelling. I'm over on TikTok as well as Norman Gordon. To get my books, I have an author's page on Amazon. Feel free to visit that author's page.
Fantastic. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Norman.
You said something about looking towards 2025?
Yes.
Looking towards 2025, right. Well, I have more books coming out, right? I have about 7 manuscripts that are ready to go out, right? And I'm working on more writing materials. Right now, as we speak, I have a affirmations journal to come out. Also, for those persons who want to contact us for our coaching services, you can email me at islandthoughtng@gmail.com. So you can reach me via email. Thank you so much for that. And also, the sessions for the coaching is done on WhatsApp. Yes, indeed. And let me just go back to looking towards 2025. Yes, and the collaborations are coming out, right? We're working on strengthening our spaces, the ones we have on Clubhouse. Also, we're going to start trying like t-shirts to what's going on, because there are persons out there who they want to wear the name Morning Gratitude with Norman Abbey. They want to be more intimate with the brand. And also, as Ryan, the Normanisms. So we're looking towards putting out the Normanisms out there for people to have that intimate feel of the product. Thank you so much for that.
You're quite welcome, Norman. I'm going to be talking to you here again momentarily, so don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. Don't turn that dial, because we're going to be talking to you here again momentarily. My name is Ryan of Anti-Quote Channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode. All the links to where you can follow Norman Gordon as well as myself are located in the description below. But just as a reminder, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram personally at RyanRPM5. Follow us across all forms of social media simply at And I Quote Channel. You can follow those links down there in the description. They're all there for you. Also, I want to let you know that we are trying our best to reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of 2024. And we know we can do it with your help. So all you got to do is share out this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us. Once we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're going to throw a great big live stream celebration that will include returning favorites and some special giveaways that you, our incredible viewers / subscribers, are going to be eligible to win. And we also have merch that's on sale right now because it's the holiday season and 'tis a season to be jolly, and it's better to give than receive. Am I right, Norman Gordon? I think I am. We have shirts, we have hoodies, we have stickers, we have coffee mugs, we have stationery. We have, once again, stickers you could put on your car. You could put on your coffee mugs. Heck, I think Norman's going to buy himself some more coffee mugs because it looks like he's enjoying that hot coffee or tea over there in Jamaica. No problem, man. And all that kind of stuff. Heck, who knows? Maybe I think we even have water bottles on there for you, Norman. But yes, all the links are in our social media bios. The merch is on sale. And also some of our merch has popular movie or pop culture quotes that you may enjoy, such as, "You're so money. You just don't even know it." So you might want to look for that one too while you're on there. Just throwing that out there as an example. But once again, thank you so much for being here. And I Quote episodes drop live on Saturdays at 12 p.m. EST. Movie watch-alongs are during the second, third, and fourth Fridays of each month at 7 p.m. EST. And then the first Friday of every month is going to be the Meaning of Fandom with special guests sharing about characters or fandoms that mean so much to them and why. And that'll be on the first Friday of each month, respectively, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And another thing that I'm doing, this is a brand new project of mine. I have I'm the new host of a show called Freewheeling Fridays. That's a part of the Madness Comic Network. We just had my debut episode was this week, and we had a very special guest, indie author Bobby Nash was there, which was a lot of fun. So feel free to check out the Freewheeling Fridays playlist that we just created for you, so you can go back and watch the episodes in case you missed anything. They are on our YouTube channel, they're on our Facebook pages, and they are on our Twitch pages. So make sure you check those out, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of when our videos go up or they go live. And remember, life is better when supporting indie creators from all over the world. Take a look.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.